It is on.
Sovereign citizen situation, right?
I don't know what that word means.
Well,
yeah. I'm gonna say I'm not saying that I'm one of them, but I'm just saying I'm operating under what the Constitution Supreme Court ruling is talking about.
All right, everyone, this one's pretty intense. We've got a heated courtroom exchange between Judge Perkins and a self-declared sovereign citizen who actually claims he doesn't need a driver's license to drive. Judge Perkins doesn't hold back. He firmly challenges the defendant and points out how little he understands about the law. At one point, the judge even offers him legal representation, but the man insists he knows everything. What do you think about these sovereign citizen cases? Do they help or hurt their cause?
Well, Your Honor, when the officer pulled me over and he said that, I didn't say those words. I just told him I'm operating under the Constitution, and that's all else I said to him. And he just basically lied, said I was disgruntled, asked for backup and all that. And the video would show I wasn't even whatever, I can't think of the word he said, but he was saying I need backup. I have a irate or whatever word he said, and that was not even true.
It's just what you're saying is just not the state of the law. I don't know any other way to say it.
We just going to continue with the case, and whatever comes about. If the paperwork I given wasn't irrelevant, that's it then. So what is the next step?
So either the next step is take a plea, which I'm sure you don't want to do, but I'll give you the offer, or take it to trial, and those are the next steps.
Well, I guess we're going to have to go to trial.
I'm going to set it for a jury trial too, so you can bring this in front of a jury of your peers and see, what they say. And I guess you don't want a lawyer, right?
The other cases that I had got dismissed for same situation. So
say what?
The other cases I had for this was dismissed, and you told me to give you one name of one person, and I could have said it then and there. It was myself. I had court cases for the same thing, and it was dismissed on whatever circumstances happened. It was dismissed.
This man genuinely seems to believe he can just dismiss the other charges against him like it's no big deal. If he's going to represent himself, you'd think he'd take the time to read up on the law, or at least do a quick online search. What I really don't understand is why he doesn't just pay the traffic ticket and get a proper driver's license. It's a simple process that usually takes just a couple of days, and it's definitely cheaper than dealing with court fees and being criticized by Judge Perkins in a public hearing.
And what do you mean by that?
For the same driver.
Let's do this. Let's call it and put it all on the record. I have my court reporter back. Let's call it and put it on the record, all right? So, Mr. Lynch, let me ask you this, and this is just to understand, try to really get a grasp of your position. I understand you're why don't you, if you're not a sovereign citizen, usually sovereign citizens tell me, I don't want a lawyer. If you're not claiming the sovereign citizenship, why don't you get a lawyer to help you out with this?
I can't never find no attorney. The last attorney I got, they was telling me you should have just took a deal, you should have paid the ticket, and you really can't find nobody who's going to take your case. So basically, I'm in limbo, and basically all I have to say, not guilty with impunity.
Claiming not guilty with impunity? This guy must be completely out of touch with reality. Honestly, maybe no lawyer wants to represent him because he's just too difficult to work with. At this point, he should really just pay the ticket and move on with his life. He looks like he's in his 30s or 40s. Definitely old enough to know better. You'd think by now he'd have learned from his mistakes. And did anyone else catch the other person laughing during the Zoom call? I couldn't help but laugh too. It was a moment. This guy has turned the courtroom into a complete sideshow, and it's clear everyone's laughing at him, not with him. Judge Perkins is clearly running out of patience, and things are about to escalate even more. Let me know your thoughts on this whole situation. Now, let's get back to it.
Let's say this. I guess if you're not willing to,
so I'm not a national, so I can't say that. All I'm saying, I'm just a citizen, and all I'm going to say, not guilty with impunity.
well, how are you immune to this? Because I mean, let's just do this. You don't have to. You don't have to tell me how you're going to proceed with your case. You're fully in the right to proceed however you want to proceed. I'm going to just give you a jury trial, and you'll have to present what you need to present in front of a jury. Will you allow me to assign a lawyer to you just for the purposes of, helping you out with the courtroom procedure and stuff?
You can do that.
I don't find anything that he's filed that has any merit. So that's why I'm giving you a jury trial, because if you bring the same stuff in a trial, if it's the same as what you're giving me and the stuff that you're professing, based on what I see, you're gonna lose.
So
by me.
If the judge is saying the information is not valid and the people don't know nothing, so why won't I put my hands in the hands of the people?
Is this man genuinely confused? Or is he just pretending not to understand what's going on? It's hard to tell. The reason Judge Perkins is giving him a jury trial is actually pretty straightforward. Without it, this guy would likely lose immediately. Judge Perkins clearly knows the law, while the defendant seems to be relying purely on emotion with no real evidence to support his claims. Watching this unfold feels like seeing someone argue with reality. It's just not going to end well. What do you all think is really going on here? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's dive back in.
Because first of all, what I'm telling you is I'm trying to give you a fighting chance with these arguments that you're making. What I'm telling you is you're not going to have a fighting chance with me. You're going to lose unless you come with something substantially different than what you have. At least with the people, you said it yourself. They don't know the law, or they might not even know the law. So you may be able to get them to side with you just because they love Mr. Lynch and they want to. I don't know. But other than that,
no jury. I really don't know people jury. I'm not even gonna do that. So if I found guilty, so I'm gonna have to sue every person that was a juror.
I don't know what you're gonna have to do. I don't know, Mr. Lynch. You're the one that's making these arguments up, and you're the one that has researched and done what you've done. You provided that stuff to me, so you're expected to know the law. You're expected to know the law. So whether you can sue jurors and whether you can sue whoever, that's going to be on you to know, and then or if you don't know, that's going to be on you to find out.
Okay, so I have to get back with the law department about the videos and the dash cam of the police officers.
That I can Mr. Bowman, can you put your appearance on the record, please? Now, Mr. Lynch, now I can potentially help you if the stuff exists. Mr. Lynch is asking for body cam and whatever discovery that body cam, audio, video, whatever discovery that the people have, it relates to his matters.
Your Honor, I understand that, and discovery would be provided if he files a valid request pursuant to the court rule for discovery.
So you saying I haven't done that previously? I don't send it to the law.
Hold on, she's not help. Hold on.
Hold on, Mr. Lynch. Your Honor, if I'm not mistaken, the court rule just says upon request. He's made his request today. I don't think that there's anything in the court rule that requires anything other than him making a request. Mr. Lynch has made his request for discovery, and I believe it's supposed to be provided to him.
Court rule provides for a written request, and that has not happened.
All right, let's discovery, rule 6 point. We're gonna know this discovery rule, and you got it
Forward and backwards.
Yeah, you need to get this book. You need to get this book, Mr. Lynch.
Let's be real. This defendant could definitely use a law book, though honestly, he probably wouldn't even read it unless it came with pop-up pictures. It still amazes me how some people walk into court with absolutely no understanding of how the legal system works and just assume they can talk their way out of it. You need real evidence, logical arguments, and at least a bit of common sense. None of which this guy seemed to have. That said, we're going to wrap it up here since the rest of the hearing is mostly legal back and forth, and Judge Perkins setting a jury trial date. What do you think? Does this guy stand a chance in front of a jury, or is he just digging himself into a deeper hole? Let me know in the comments. And if you'd like me to cover the jury trial when it happens, drop a comment as well. Thanks so much for watching and spending time with me today. If you enjoy this kind of content, make sure to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below. I appreciate all your support. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.